Hello, friends. Today we are looking at episode 3 of World Bomb series. Yes, this moment I want to welcome you officially to this channel. This channel is one of the channel that is helping so many people around the world to hit on their goals and become their very dream. Today, we shall be looking at the art of producing using Jacob productivity paradigm model. That is what we are going to be looking at. We've done the first edition, the second edition, we've done Abrahamic paradigm model, we've done Isaac paradigm model. So today, we are still on productivity. Productivity is very important thing, very important topic that is discussed across the globe today because everything rises and falls back on productivity. Call it leadership, call it celebrity, just name it, whatever you call it certificate, call it business school, call it college, call it high school, call it kindergarten, whatever name it goes by, whether it is a system, whether it's a structure, whether it's a cultural reality, whatever it is, everything rises up and falls back on productivity. And for me, I would like to add something: productivity efficiency. You understand? So this afternoon again, I am going to be talking on the art of producing using Jacob productivity paradigm model. Now, it will interest you to know that the man Jacob, the Bible said he was a crafty man. But his level of creativity was not that on the negative. He was a balanced person when you try to balance his logic and view him from a neutral perspective. Jacob, first thing he did to become productive, if you go to Genesis chapter 25, the Bible said the young man learned how to cook goat stew. His mentor, happens to be the mother, taught him about how to cook good stew, and he was in this habit of cooking good stew. I mean, good stew at all time. And his mentor taught him yet another thing, taught him about positioning yourself in the marketplace. I strongly believe there are so many people who are not producing, who are not amounting to anything useful, simply because they are not, commercially visible in the marketplace. They are not positioned where the audience that needs their services or their products are located. They are not positioned in the market corner where they are being celebrated. I mean, they are positioned in a place in the marketplace where they are merely tolerated. And because of that, productivity is not happening. Productivity is yet to come by. It is as if productivity has become a mystery. The truth is, they are wrongly positioned. So, Rebecca, the mother of Jacob, taught him how to position yourself in the marketplace. Because many a times it has been discovered, no matter what is your service or your product or a hybrid, whatever you offer in the marketplace, once you can become commercially visible, you begin to become commercially viable at the same time. Because market is all about a game, it's all about psychology, it's all about what people perceive about you and your products. So position matters so much in the marketplace. So Jacob learned how to position in the marketplace in his time. His mother taught him, and the third thing the mother taught him, Jacob learned from the mother the art of negotiation. He was a badass negotiator. Badass negotiator. So the Bible said one day he knew that Esau will always come back in the afternoon and coming back hungry. So he positioned himself and started preparing a very savory stew. That when the young man came in, he perceived it, he could not put his chromosome together. Nuts begin to disappear from his head. And the young man said, "Can you serve me a plate of this your stew? Can you serve me this stew of yours, even if it means you taking my birthright? Come on, what is it to me?" And Jacob laughed in Swahili. He served him just a plate of stew, savory stew, sweet stew, and Esau paid with his birthright. Can I ask you a question? You that is listening to this, teaching now, what can you cook? Or what are you cooking? with the idea that comes into your mind? What are you cooking with your skills, with your technical competencies, with your efficiency, with all these proficiencies you're building? What are you using them to cook? What are you meshing them together to become in the marketplace? Because if you can only cook in the primary market and you can't cook in the secondary market and in the tertiary market, you will be in poverty. There is no way. It is like you are married to poverty, covenanted to poverty. Because it is in the tertiary market where you begin to speak the language of intellectual property. And that was what Jacob activated in his time. And he became a name that cannot be beaten down. He became a name that cannot easily ape away in the memories of men. The Bible said the young man learned the art of cooking. And so with cooking, he got what he needed. Listen, whatever thing you have capability to cook will give you the grace, will give you the command, will give you the capacity to exchange it for some other things you so desire in life. Listen, at a certain stage in a man's life, there is need. You have something that is your own mental impulse, something that is your own brainchild, something that is coming naturally from you, something you know that you have monopoly over this. I mean, you understand the very dynamics and mechanism. You understand this thing not just in 100%, above 100%. You understand this is you, your unique you, your voice. This is you, your skill. You become a masquerade that is respected in that paradigm reality. So a season comes up in your life when you need to call up this brainchild to exchange it for what you so look for in life. So if you are going to become productive, efficient, you need to be able to borrow some colors from Jacob productivity paradigm model. The young man, I said, was very smart. Not just that he was crafty, he was smart to learn the art of cooking savory stew, and he learned the art of positioning in the market. He understood golden positioning in the marketplace. Then number 3, he learned the art of negotiation. Listen, if he never learned the art of negotiation, let's assume that Esau was the one who is in the position. Probably he has learned negotiation from his father. Do you know if I were Esau would have said, okay, Jacob, since you want my birthright, since there is no way we can fathom the value of my birthright, fine, can you cook all the food I will eat in my lifetime so that I pay you my birthright? That would have been a better negotiation. But since the young man, never passed his JSS course in negotiation, he sold his birthright just for a plate of savory meat and stew. What a shame. What a paradox. Blank paradox. And that way, he said, what is it to me? He lost that. He never knew that you needed a birthright to negotiate for productivity in life. He never knew that there is a way you can convert your birthright gradually but surely, effectively into its material and monetary equivalence. He never understood that. So he sold it away. Can I beg you? You have come up with so many ideas in your lifetime. You must have traded so many things. Please don't give away that thing that will give you a personality, that will define your brand on earth. Don't give it away out of shame. Don't give it away out of pressure. Don't sell your birthrights. Don't give up what gives you a name. Don't give it up for whatever reason. Don't give it for whatever intellectual excuses. Don't give it out for what, even at gunpoint, you should not part with it. I love men like Naboth. Naboth said, I cannot afford to trade or give a piece of this vineyard to you, even if you are my king. I mean, this is my inheritance from my fathers. How can I, in my own time, instead of keeping it until I pass it over to my child, I sell it to you for whatever? Even at gunpoint, the man refused, and he died for it. Listen, I want to say this to you. The fourth thing Jacob did, the Bible said, Jacob served. Who are you serving? Who are you serving? If you have not served anybody, you cannot become. Listen, the easiest way to learn, the easiest way to earn high productivity is to learn. And how do you learn? You need to volunteer. You need to shut pride down completely in your life. You need to humble yourself. Learn from people by serving them. You need to serve. Whatever it takes you to serve in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, in the night, serve. Serve with your whole heart. Listen, the more you serve, the more you learn. The more you serve, your value is not reduced by service, rather your value upgrades by service. Go and ask Israelites in the land of Egypt. They served them for 430 years. Egyptians thought that they would have reduced Israelite, but the Bible said in Exodus chapter 1, verse 12, it said, as they oppressed them, they multiplied. Until today, Israel, their population is not up to 10 million. They are world power. Egypt don't come close to them. They are world power. By service, they learn so much. By service, they tune their muscle, their brain muscle. They tune their expertise. They deepen everything they have. By service, you grow. By service, you accelerate in the path of greatness. You see yourself superlatively taking giant stride, giant step, one point at a time, becoming better and expanding your steps and expanding your opportunities and survival options because you are serving. So who are you serving? Many of you want to be called boss. Many people want to be called the chairman. You are the one that called the shot. Some people even want to be called God. Some people are already small demigod or even political demagogue. Listen to me. You must humble yourself to serve. Check celebrities. Check people who have made it in business gallery. Many of them serve at one point at a time. They serve somebody to rise. A champion everywhere has a coach. No coach ever, cascaded from heaven. You just drop from heaven. You are a champion. It doesn't work that way. Somebody must direct you. Somebody must instruct you. And that's why I love the School of Aviation. In the School of Aviation, they don't have professor. What they have is instructor. Because in the School of Aviation, an instructor need to tell you, when you move it this way, when the weather is this is what you press. This is how you move. You follow direction. You follow the navigation map. You don't follow your brain. Because at times, your intelligence becomes limited. At times, your intelligence will be nothing to go by. You need to depend on other people's intelligence. You need to depend on people whose intelligence have been tested over time. So if you are going to make it tomorrow out there, if you are going to become highly productive, efficient, if you are going to come out with expected outcomes, if you are going to be among the top notchers of your time in your industry, your niche in the marketplace, there is a need you humble yourself and serve. In Igbo culture, that's what they call apprenticeship. People who pass through apprenticeship, who were mentored by a boss, serve them after 7 years, they settle them and they stand on their own. Go and check the history. Many of them made it. Many of them are still making it today. Listen, everything must not come first hand. You need to, if you discover the business you're doing at the moment is not doing well, check yourself very well. Whether you have all the indices and statistics, necessary indices and statistics that is required to make it fly, whether you have it in your grip. If it is not in your grip, my brother, my sister, just shut down, go back and serve somebody. Go and underlane under somebody. Go and take instruction. Go and answer, sir. Because for you to be called sir tomorrow, you must answer some other people, sir and ma. Go and learn. Just say bye-bye to pride. Shut down pride. It's not going to help you. Even the Bible said God resisted the proud. So you have to come down to a point where you are ready to learn. You're ready to take instruction. At times, these instructions are awkward. It's foolish. It doesn't make any sense to you, but you just have to follow it. Instruction is instruction, because I have discovered men that follows instruction end up in constructions. A men that constructs always come up with solid legacy. They come out with expected results. When they engage opportunities, they come out with expected outcomes. These men always have empirical evidences to show in whatever field you see them, because they have been properly tutored. Even in the school of medicine, when you have read 6 years and graduated, they will say, go for housemanship. Do you know why? Theory is not enough to make a medical doctor. You need to watch another doctor hold a surgical knife and make a mark and draw, and you see how a human being is being dissected. You start dissecting dead corpse. From dead corpse, you start dissecting normal human being. So you must start from somewhere. You need to serve. Jacob served. He served Jacob. He served Laban. Even to the point that Laban changed his salary so many times, the young man continued to serve. Let me tell you something. Those who are great, go and ask them this. I want to say to you, if you are never cheated in life, you will not excel. It is very, very important. Make up your mind. When you are cheated, accept that you're cheated. Don't make noise about it. Don't put up a fight. Because you are still in training. You are still in training. Jacob was cheated for 7 years. He didn't fight Laban. He was cheated for another 7 years. He didn't fight Laban. And another 7 years again, he was cheated. He never fought Laban. Listen to me. One day, he put his mind to learning. And after he has hibernated and learned, he learned how to make a popular tree, put it by the trough where the animals come to drink in the evening. And when they are meeting, when you see the one that is smart, stronger, he put the popular tree that he has made some, the color decorations. And when the one that is weak, he removes it. And at the end of the day, his sheep multiplied, his own cattle multiplied. He became extremely rich. It was not a 419. Go and read your Bible. Go and read your Bible. Genesis chapter 25, read it till chapter 32. You understand everything that happened to Jacob. The young man never cheated. He brought in innovation. At times, your business could get stagnated. Your career could get stagnated. You are being paid 50,000 naira monthly for 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years. It is not upgrading, even though they are threatening to drop you. Listen, it is happening because you're not innovating. The moment you begin to add value, nobody begin to pay you a thing like that. By the time you begin to add more ideas, more intelligence, you begin to build up new skills, then you discover that on your own, you can upgrade what you take home monthly as a salary. In fact, at a point, you see yourself shifting from collecting a monthly to creating an income grid that vomits money to you on daily basis every 24 hours. It's a product of intelligence that you are bringing to be at work. So at times, you need to innovate. At a point in your life when every other thing seems not to be working, disrupt yourself and begin to add intelligence, begin to add up knowledge, begin to innovate. Begin to innovate from one version to another. Begin to see what you can do to move your game up. Jacob did exactly that, and he became highly productive in his time. He became a man respected. He became a man who went into the will of God. And the last thing Jacob did that I love so much, he was a brave guy, very brave at heart. The Bible said when he got to Jabbok, he crossed his family and waited to rest that night, but an angel showed up. He grabbed the angel, wrestled with the angel from that night till daybreak. And when the day was breaking, this guy overpowered angel. This guy overpowered angel. And they look at him and say, wow, look at this young man. You have struggled with man and won, and struggled with the spirit. Now you've won as well. So they turned the whole of his bow, yet he was still fighting. And then they said, what do you want? He said, I want you to change my name. Move my name from Jacob, from being crafty, to what? To Israel. Listen, at a certain point in your life, you need to rebrand. You need to rebrand your personality. See, good branding brings in good profits. Good branding brings in good profits. If you carry wrong personality brand equity, my brothers and sisters, you'll be the one trying to explain logic to people because you have no empirical evidence. You have nothing to offer. You will end up in chaos. You end up confused. You end up a persona non grata. You become something that people use in folklore. Listen, at a certain point in your life, if you discover the personality you have spotted around all this world is not paying the bills, my brothers and sisters, go back and hibernate. Go back into the presence of God and rebrand yourself. Come up with that personality that draw profit, that drive innovations, that make you to command relevance and command unfair advantage in the marketplace. You need to wrestle in the presence of God. And only then you can obtain favor from God. So how often do you wrestle in the presence of God? It is possible you could have gone through all business school. You have learned all necessary ideas. You have come across all necessary intelligence. You have all the professional expertise in your hand. You have the technical what, the technical know-how, the technical this and that. You are just efficient on all paradigm. But when it comes to spirituality, you become a zero. Check yourself very well. You need to go back in the presence of God. God need to recreate you and reinvent you. God need to release his favor upon you because only his favor